Now on Coast TV News.
Tariff time. We look ahead to today's big announcement on plans that will affect the U.S. economy and hear what some businesses on Delmarva are expecting.
Shops, suites, schools, that is what is on the agenda today during a public hearing on a proposed development off of Route 24 in Lewis.
Bus stop battle. It's in Milton. The struggle parents say they're facing with a new bus stop and a road closure.
We're seeing some patchy frost this morning. Hope you protected your plants. A breezy and cool Wednesday on the way, followed by a big warm up for Thursday. Details coming up.
This is Coast TV News Today.
It is Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us for our 5 o'clock hour.
Big temperature drop this morning compared to Monday. At least I had to go with my winter coat.
Me too.
I think I saw some frost on some windshields in my neighborhood.
I think we're going back. This isn't good. We were moving
I know.
forward.
You know how I am about this stuff.
Bob, come on.
He did predict the frost. I've got to give him credit for that.
He did, but I was hoping he's wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm never wrong, right? No, I mean, didn't you hear about the new ice age? You know, that we're regressing back to winter. No, just kidding. April Fool's. Oh, wait, no, that was yesterday. But it is a frosty start out there this morning. Hope you protected your tender plants. 33 in Salisbury and Delmar. Yeah, really chilly. 39 Georgetown, 32 in Redden. But at the coast where you have a bit of an onshore breeze, 47 in Rehoboth, Bethany Beach right now, 48. And you can see that breeze coming off the ocean there, gusting up to about 17 miles per hour, Indian River Inlet, but it's calm inland areas, and that's why we're seeing the frost. And we also had the clear skies, but we're also starting to see some mid to high level clouds building in, and we'll see more of those clouds building in as we have high pressure to the southeast. Our flow turning out of the southeast today, and they're expecting severe weather farther to our west across the Midwest. Right now it's rain and snow in that neck of the woods as we're looking at temperatures this morning in the 30s and 40s, and then we're into the 40s today. It's going to be a cool day. Winds coming off the ocean, low 50s around the noon hour. I'm thinking mid to upper 50s, especially farther inland near the US 13 corridor, but only 40s and 50s at the coast, and mid 50s along the 113 corridor. And then we're looking at clouds, breezy conditions as we go into the evening hours. So temperatures a little bit below average today with the winds picking up, and up and down temperatures, a big surge tomorrow, feeling like summer at that time. More on that and the upcoming weekend forecast, which is looking a little unsettled. It's coming up a little bit later in the newscast.
All right, thanks for that, Bob. We are getting a live look now at Washington, D.C., and we are expecting a big announcement in that city from President Trump that will have an economic impact. This afternoon at a Rose Garden event, Trump will reveal his tariff plan. It's on imported goods from every nation. The president calling it Liberation Day with the aim of ending reliance on goods made overseas. Goldman Sachs estimates the tariffs could add $5,000 to $15,000 to the price tag of foreign-made cars. The Trump administration says it hopes it will encourage consumers to buy American. The hints of the tariff plan leading to pushback on Capitol Hill.
Nobody woke up in January and said, you know what our biggest problem is geopolitically? It's Canada. It's those Canadians. This president is picking a fight with our allies and appeasing our enemies, and it's undermining U.S. global leadership.
They're not going to be wrong. It is going to work. And the president has a brilliant team of advisors who have been studying these issues for decades. And we are focused on restoring the golden age of America.
And the Trump tariffs could impact the price of imported alcohol like beer and whiskey. Even the threat of a tariff is being felt this year on Delmarva.
I'm not really worried about it yet. Maybe down the road something will happen, but Mexico's going to do the same thing. So I know that Corona went up a little bit, but I don't attribute it to the tariffs either. I think it was just a price increase.
And Delmarva's agriculture business could be affected too. 80% of potash fertilizer comes from Canada.
The next step for a proposed complex that would feature apartment buildings and stores on Route 24 west of Lewis scheduled to occur tonight. It'll be during a public hearing at the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission. According to what is listed on the documents about this meeting, the commission will review an announcement of receipt of a response from the school district. The 39-acre property is next to Beacon Middle School, part of the Cape District. According to plans, if the project is ultimately approved, Construction is expected to be completed in 2032.
And here is that area we are talking about. You can see how close this land is to Beacon Middle School. DELDOT is estimating that once complete, Belmead would add over 200 car trips in any hour off of the local roads. Also at that planning and zoning meeting, a big housing development known as Marlin Cove will be reviewed. The plans for the proposed development in Selbyville calls for dividing approximately nearly 61 acres of land into 107 single-family lots and 106 duplex units across 53 lots. That site is located off of the west side of the road, about 65 feet north of Lighthouse Road on Route 24.
In Delaware, marijuana businesses are supposed to open this spring, and now there may be a delay due to an issue with the FBI. The state wants to use an FBI background check system for mandatory checks, but the FBI rejected that request, saying Delaware law was not specific enough. So to comply, Delaware must specifically identify which licenses or employees need checks, require fingerprinting, and authorize the FBI to use its records. The Delaware Office of the Marijuana Commissioner says they are working with state lawmakers to draft legislation that meets those federal requirements.
Students in Milton who were picked up at the end of their driveway on Round Pole Bridge Road in Milton are now getting picked up about 3 miles from where many of the children live.
Now, this is due to road work on part of Round Pole Bridge Road that connects Hudson Road and leads to Coastal Highway. Coast TV News reporter Zakia Jennings shows us how this change is impacting one household.
Roadwork scheduled from March 24th through April 30th has frustrated multiple people living on Round Pole Bridge Road, including mom of 4, Anna Hill. As a full-time mom and full-time worker, she says she's been more than inconvenienced by these recent changes, because her kids can no longer walk home and let themselves in from school due to the road closure moving their bus stop.
I had to work around a Zoom call that I wasn't able to do remotely off of my cell phone, so that kind of affected my job. I don't know how my boss perceived that, but I had to switch up my schedule. Now here I am running on empty with gas.
Running empty on gas as she rushes to pick up one of her other children. Hill's children are in 3 different schools, and she says trying to pick up all of them has been a hassle. Hill was waiting at the new bus stop, which is a 5 to 6 minute car ride from her home, or a 1-hour walk home for her daughter, Kate. Kate, like many other children who live on the 3-mile stretch of road, isn't happy with her new routine for the next 5 weeks.
It's just kind of annoying because I have to wake up like 30 minutes earlier, which is already like early. School starts at 7:40. I have to wake up at like 5:15. We have to leave the house at like 6 to get down here for the bus.
As for the bus stop specifically, we reached out to the Cape Henlopen School District and have not heard back yet.
Coast TV did speak with DELDOT, who says they will not make any changes since it is a complete reconstruction of the road. There is no road to reopen until the project is complete.
2 new positions are being proposed in the Ocean City 2026 budget. These 2 positions would be called code enforcement officers, whose sole purpose is to make sure codes are being followed in the town. Whether that's on the boardwalk or short-term rentals, one local thinks these positions are essential to keep the boardwalk safe.
We need that sometimes. I mean, it would keep stuff from being on the boardwalk, intruding into the boardwalk where people walk.
And the council will continue budget talks this week ahead of 2026 fiscal year. And happening today in Fenwick Island, the town will continue its efforts on the issue of dark skies, that is limiting light at night or light pollution. At a committee meeting this morning, a community survey is expected to be reviewed, along with several ideas aimed to promote this initiative. The dark sky meeting is scheduled for 9 a.m. at the Fenwick Island Town Hall. And we're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News today.
Coming up, health cuts contested, the action taken by the Delaware and Maryland Attorneys General against streamlined efforts of the Trump administration.
Also, Trailblazers Talk. We look at this morning's event that highlights women leaders in Delaware.
And whale study nears what we are expecting later this morning in the response to the dead whale found near the Indian River Inlet. Coast TV News Today is back after this.
5:11 on this frosty Wednesday morning for some inland areas. Salisbury 33, just hovering above freezing. You're scraping frost this morning, so leave extra time to warm up the car and get to your destination. Pretty frosty inland areas. 40 in Milton, mid to upper 40s at the coast where you are frost free. We are looking at a bit of a breeze along the coast right now, but it's calm inland areas. And we're seeing mostly clear skies, but eventually we will become cloudy today. There's lots of clouds back to the west, and then eventually a warm front will be lifting through as we go through tonight and tomorrow. But this morning, I gave it the yellow light for the morning commute. Patchy inland frost. That melts off quickly to breezy conditions. Cool, increasing clouds this afternoon. And I gave it the green light for the PM commute.
Thank you, Bob. This just in, Val Kilmer was best known for roles in blockbusters like Top Gun, Batman Forever, and as Doc Holliday in a memorable performance in The Western Tombstone. Kilmer died Tuesday night at the age of 65, according to an email from his daughter to the Associated Press. According to his daughter, Kilmer died from pneumonia in Los Angeles, surrounded by his family and friends. In recent years, Kilmer battled health issues. In 2017, he revealed he was recovering from throat cancer. And People magazine reported in 2021 that the actor had undergone a tracheostomy that permanently damaged his speaking voice.
Here's the latest on the dead whale that was found in the Indian River Bay on Monday. It will be towed ashore. According to the Mayor Institute, members of the response team were able to secure a line to the whale on Tuesday. They were not able to tow it in that day due to strong winds and tide. Mayor says it plans to do a necropsy on the whale today at 11 a.m.
Happening today, the CEO of Boeing will testify before Congress. Kelly Ortberg will appear before the Committee on Conference, Science, and Transportation. It's expected he'll tell the panel that his company's recent missteps are unacceptable. An email he sent to employees previewed his testimony. He admits the company still has a lot of work to do, but says Boeing is starting to turn the corner.
TikTok is almost out of time to find a buyer again. The app's future is uncertain as a potential ban in the United States could be just days away. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is on the hook to sell the app's U.S. operations by Saturday, April 5th, or they will face a ban in the United States. There are several potential buyers that include a group led by billionaire, former Los Angeles Dodgers owner Frank McCourt, and Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary. Coming up, billion-dollar battle with expected health department cuts, the latest pushback against the Trump administration by Delaware and Maryland.
Good visibility, a light breeze, as you can see with the flag in the distance on the Hershey exteriors. Camp 48 in Ocean City. Patchy frost inland areas this morning, so it'll take a little time to get to work to scrape the frost. Otherwise, breezy and cool today, then a big warm-up Thursday. Increasing showers could begin tomorrow, but especially Friday into the weekend. Your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes.
Time is 5:16, and you are looking live at the lights along the canal in Lewis. And Bob, I have to say, it was quite cold getting out the door this morning.
It was driving in this morning, Matt. 36, 37 on my car thermometer, and frosty spots, inland areas. So leave extra time to scrape the frost and warm up the car. And we've got up and down temperatures big time the next several days. 56 today, and then we're close to 80 tomorrow. Some inland spots could be into the low 80s, and then a little cooler Friday and Saturday, and then back into the lower 80s by Sunday. It's the battle of the seasons. And as far as rain chances, we're dry today, but I think we could see maybe a stray shower or a thunderstorm tomorrow morning with a warm front. Then those rain chances go up Friday into Friday night, widely scattered to scattered. It's not going to be a washout this weekend, but I think we could definitely see some showers Saturday, cloudy Sunday, and then maybe a better chance of more widespread rain later Sunday into Monday. But this morning, we're talking frost around Salisbury and Delmarva. Temperatures 33, just above freezing, even red and 32 right now, 47 in Rehoboth. Frost-free at the beaches with temperatures into the upper 40s, 48 in Ocean City. We've got an onshore breeze there keeping you just a little milder, but then that wind goes calm inland, and that's where we have the frost with mostly clear skies now. The clouds are increasing from the west, mid to high-level clouds as high pressure sliding offshore. We're getting into a southeasterly flow, and you see all the clouds across the Ohio Valley. Look at all the rain, even snow into Michigan and Minnesota as well. And then later today in this area, we are looking at the potential for severe weather. Could be tornadic weather from Memphis up near St. Louis and Chicago. So something to keep in mind if you're traveling out that way. But Futurecast this morning for us, we are frosty early on. Temperatures warming into the upper 40s. By mid-morning, by noon, we're into the low 50s. And with that onshore flow, we keep it kind of cool. Mid-50s inland, 40s at the coast. Clouds increase tonight. Winds turn more out of the south. I think the lows could be shortly after midnight with upper 40s and then warming into the 50s tomorrow morning. And then temperatures skyrocket. We're in the 60s in the morning hours. Could see a stray shower or a thunderstorm. And then look at this by the afternoon. Windy, upper 70s, could be lower 80s in some places. Not at the beaches, a little cooler there as we have this onshore flow continuing today out of the east. And then those winds turning to the south as we go into Thursday and getting really strong, gusting over 30 miles per hour. Make sure those outdoor items are secured or stowed away. We'll have a stationary boundary kind of hanging around on Friday. Could give us a few showers, still some showers possible Friday night into Saturday. Then Sunday looks like it's just cloudy, so not a washout for the weekend, and then maybe a stronger system builds in later Monday. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. You can see the up and down temperatures close to 80 on Thursday. Once again, maybe a morning thunderstorm, and then showers Friday into Saturday. 60s to around 70, 81 cloudy on Sunday, 63 with showers on Monday, cooler on Tuesday, and by Tuesday night, looks like we're down to freezing. Not done with the cold temperatures just yet.
Don't know about that, Bob. All right, thanks for that. Overnight in Wisconsin, Susan Crawford has won a seat on that state's Supreme Court. Crawford's victory will allow liberals to maintain their narrow majority on the battleground state's highest court, and this is being seen as a defeat for Elon Musk. He spent millions of dollars to oppose her. Crawford was backed by Democrats, secured a 10-year term on the court over Brad Schimmel, a former Republican attorney general. Why this is key? The court may rule on redistricting, which could allow for more Democrats elected from Wisconsin to the House of Representatives. Democratic attorneys general in 23 states, including Delaware and Maryland, are suing the Trump administration over the rollback of $12 billion in public health funding. The lawsuit against the Department of Health and Human Services and HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. alleges the rollback was unlawful and harmful. The suit seeks to immediately halt the funding cuts. The attorneys general say the cuts will lead to key public health services being discontinued and thousands of healthcare workers losing their jobs. Secretary Kennedy says the layoffs will make the agency more efficient and effective.
Coming up next, Promoting Progress, the event scheduled to begin later this morning, highlighting women's issues in Delaware. CoastTV News Today will be back in a moment. This just in, an event is taking place today at Delaware State University highlighting women's history. A panel will feature state leaders on topics ranging from policy to shared experiences. Delaware Senator Lisa Blunt Rochester, Delaware Department of Human Resources Secretary Yvonne Anders Gordon, and Delaware Department of Labor Lucretia Moultrie are scheduled to be a part of the panel's discussions. It is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. at the MLK Parlors on the DSU campus. And Matt, I had frost on my car this morning. You pulled out your winter jacket.
I did. Calendar says April. I'm checking it. It says April.
Yeah.
Bob, this feels like mid-March, I got to tell you.
Not a good impression for April. No.
Yeah, I know, but it's not all that unusual to get frost the first week or two of April. So, but we're getting close to that time of the year where we should be frost-free, and we will be after this morning. Small craft advisory, Delaware Bay, Atlantic Ocean, inland bays too. We're going to see a lot of whitecaps today with a strong east-southeast wind. Ocean City and Fenwick Island, increasing clouds, only upper 40s and lower 50s, so it's going to be chilly at the beaches, and a chilly ferry ride up to Cape May, Lewis, lower 50s there, and Rehoboth, temperatures around 50 and feeling colder with the wind, so might need that winter jacket on the beach today. On the bayside, 1 to 2 foot waves, upper 50s in Cambridge, increasing clouds and similar conditions in Chrisfield, and temperatures are summer-like tomorrow. We're looking at up and down temperatures, increasing rain chances too as we head into the weekend. Unfortunately, not a washout. I'll have much more on your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Still ahead, large build in Lewis. We look at the review expected during today's public hearing over plans for retail and apartment complex on Route 24.
Also, weed sales slow, the latest hurdle marijuana businesses have to overcome in Delaware.
And take on tariffs, the plan about to be revealed by President Trump and the concern coming from both sides of the political aisle. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
Now on Coast TV News.
Shop Sweet Schools, that is what is on the agenda today during a public hearing on a proposed development off of Route 24 in Lewis.
Stall on marijuana sales, why retail sales of weed are facing a setback in Delaware.
Tariff time. We look ahead to today's big announcement on plans that will affect the U.S. economy.
We're seeing some patchy frost this morning. Hope you protected your plants. A breezy and cool Wednesday on the way, followed by a big warm-up for Thursday. Details coming up.
This is Coast TV News Today.
April 2nd, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, time is 5:29, and we have a cold start to our Wednesday morning.
Yeah, it was 37, my car said this morning when I was driving in.
I had to go with gloves, coat. I
numbers
really
were-
thought those things were done with.
Gloves, wow, yeah. Pulling
I
out
don't
all the
fool
winter
around when it
clothes.
comes to temperatures in the 30. Bob knows
Yeah,
that.
it's good like we didn't change over our closets to warmer weather, though, Bob. Yeah.
You know, I had the urge to do that. I want to get the spring wardrobe out, but then winter keeps coming back. Oh, got to grab the heavier jacket. That's exactly what I did this morning. Millsboro, you don't see it here, but I checked my home station. 35 there, 33 in Delmar, 33 in Salisbury. So we are seeing patchy frost away from the coast. 47 in Rehoboth, 48 in Bethany Beach right now. There is a breeze along the coast, keeping you a little warmer, so to speak. And then with the calm winds inland, that's why it's frosty. As we are starting to see an increase in clouds right now, high clouds, but eventually thicker clouds will build in as we have high pressure just offshore and the flow around that coming out of the southeast. It's going to be a chilly wind today with increasing clouds. You see that back to the Ohio Valley, and stormy weather across the Midwest. They could be looking at really big, severe weather out that way today. Not for us. We're looking at 30s and 40s this morning, mid to upper 40s as we go through the morning hours, and a slow climb in temperatures. In fact, I think we're staying in the 40s near 50 at the beaches with mid 50s inland, and then thicker clouds as we go into the evening. Bundle up on the ferry. Look at that, 46 between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. Talk about steady temperatures, and that easterly wind making it feel more like 30s with increasing clouds.
Fantastic, Bob. Well, we are now taking a live look at our nation's capital. After months of speculation, President Trump will unveil his much-anticipated new tariff plan today at the White House. This comes a day after voters went to the polls in 2 key states and gave an early indication of how they feel about the second Trump administration so far.
NBC's Alice Barr shows us Democrats are ramping up their opposition to the president's agenda and how a one-man protest set a new record in the Senate.
This morning, after the first major elections of President Trump's second term, both Democrats and Republicans claiming victories they hope point to a larger picture.
All right, Wisconsin, we did it.
Susan Crawford beating conservative Brad Schimmel.
You got to accept the results.
In Wisconsin's closely watched Supreme Court race, maintaining a liberal majority on the battleground state's high court, despite Trump advisor Elon Musk pouring millions into the race.
Wisconsinites fended off an unprecedented attack on our democracy.
And fueling Democrats' views of Musk as a political weakness.
Elon Musk was just rejected decisively.
While in Florida, 2 Republicans won special elections for congressional seats left vacant by Trump appointees, shoring up the razor-thin GOP House majority.
This election is a reminder that the Florida Panhandle will forever be red and it'll be forever Trump country.
Both candidates won by far smaller margins than President Trump's November victory, as Democrats look to seize on any sign of momentum. Senator Cory Booker set a record 25-hour-plus speech on the Senate floor against what he calls a national crisis posed by President Trump.
And he's violating principles that we hold dear.
It all comes as the nation and the world are bracing for the president's reciprocal tariffs rollout today against all foreign trading partners.
They've been ripping us off for years.
Canada among the nations awaiting a full list and promising to push back.
We'll go tariff for tariff, dollar for dollar.
The new tariffs are set to take effect immediately and add to a sweeping series already in place. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
New overnight history was made on Capitol Hill on Tuesday evening as New Jersey Senator Cory Booker broke the record for the longest speech in Senate history. Booker began his marathon remarks on Monday and tore into what he called the Trump administration's grave and urgent threat to the country. Clocking in at 25 hours and 4 minutes, he surpassed the previous record held by Senator Strom Thurmond, who spoke for 24 hours and 18 minutes in opposition to the Civil Rights Act in 1957. In order to keep control of the Senate, Booker remained standing and did not leave the floor for a bathroom break during his entire speech. He was joined by other Democratic senators who chimed in to speak and ask questions, allowing Booker to give his voice a rest.
There's a room here in the Senate named after Strom Thurmond. To hate him is wrong. And maybe my ego got too caught up that if I stood here, just maybe I could break this record of the man who tried to stop the rights upon which I stand. I'm not here, though, because of his speech. I'm here despite his speech. I'm here because as powerful as he was, the people were more powerful.
And that speech was not considered a filibuster because Booker was not blocking legislation or a nomination.
Happening today, a big housing development known as Marlin Cove. It's going before the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission. The plans for the proposed development in Selbyville call for dividing approximately 61 acres of land into 107 single-family lots and 106 duplex units. This is across 53 lots. Site is located on the west side of New Road, about 60 feet north of Lighthouse Road on Route 54, and that meeting will take place at 5 p.m. Also happening at that meeting in Sussex County, the next step for a proposed complex that would feature apartment buildings and stores on Route 24 west of Lewis. That, again, is at this meeting tonight. According to what is listed on the documents about the meeting, the commission will review an announcement of receipt of a response from the school district. The 39-acre property is next to the Beacon Middle School, part of the Cape District. According to plans, if the project is ultimately approved, construction is expected to be completed in 2032.
And here is that area we are talking about. You can see how close this land is to Beacon Middle School. DelDOT is estimating that once complete, Belmead would add over 200 car trips in any hour of the week to local roads. And happening this morning, the dead whale that was found in the Indian River Bay on Monday will be towed ashore, according to the Murr Institute. Members of the response team were able to secure a line to that whale on Tuesday, but were not able to tow it due to strong winds and tide. Murr says it plans to do a necropsy on that whale today at 11 a.m.
Developing news in Sussex County, the deadline to challenge the county's new property assessments, it is passed, and it looks like only about 1% of property owners did file an appeal. Out of the nearly 200,000 properties, fewer than 800 owners contested their values. County officials say that shows the process was fair. Next, the county plans to lower tax rates in June to keep revenue the same, and tax bills go out in August.
Developing news in Delaware, the state was supposed to start opening marijuana businesses this spring, but that may now be delayed thanks to a snag with the FBI. Delaware was working to use an FBI background check system for those mandatory checks, but the FBI rejected that request, saying Delaware law was not specific enough to comply. Delaware must specifically identify which licenses or employees need to be checked, required fingerprinting, and authorized FBI to use its records. Zoe Patel from the Delaware Cannabis Advocacy Network says the federal government should not have been involved with the background checks in the first place.
The federal policy does not support legalization. The federal policy is one of prohibition. So we are certainly not optimistic or hopeful that a change to the legislation is going to make much of a difference.
And the Delaware Office of the Marijuana Commissioner says they are now working with state lawmakers to draft legislation that meets those federal requirements.
This in according to Border Patrol data, March had the lowest southwest border crossings in history. The agency says there were about 7,100 crossings last month. The daily apprehensions fell to about 230 per day. The agency says the previous administration recorded daily encounters of 5,000 per day. And CBP says it will have the finalized report coming out in just a couple of days. Got more news to get to? Don't go anywhere.
Coming up after the break, stuffed animals aren't just for kids, why experts say the childhood staple can help adults get better sleep.
Also, Cape Antelope and Sprinter girls soccer last night. It was a bar burner. We'll take a look at who came out on top.
And up next, a business fire in Cambridge. Details about the ongoing investigation into this early afternoon blaze. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
We salute Brigadier General James A. Benson. Brigadier General James A. Benson serves as the Assistant Adjutant General of the Delaware Army National Guard, a role he assumed in June 2023. Since beginning his military career in 1992, General Benson has held various leadership positions and received extensive military education, including a Master of Strategic Studies from the Army War College. He has been recognized for his service with multiple commendations, such as the Bronze Star during deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan. His leadership significantly enhances the operational readiness and effectiveness of the Delaware Army National Guard.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
5:41, this frosty start on the Tidal Health Camp, 33 in Salisbury. Dry roads, but you're scraping frost for sure there, and Delmar and probably other places, interior parts of Delaware and Maryland. Not at the coast, temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. A bit of a breeze at the coast, keeping you a little milder. We had clear skies earlier. Now clouds are beginning to increase, and we'll be seeing those clouds increasing as high pressure is going to bring in a southeast flow off the ocean, a cold flow, and a lot of clouds back to our west as we go through the day. Today's checklist, definitely need the ice scraper, inland areas, winter coat, maybe all day at the coast. Secure the outdoor items. It gets breezy this afternoon. It's always good to have a warm beverage. Also have the sunscreen and sunglasses. We'll see a little sun today. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone, sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Mandalis, Federico.
Happening across Delmarva, the Maryland State Fire Marshal is investigating the cause of this fire in Cambridge. Crews responded to the fire on April 1st around 11:45 a.m. and it took about 45 minutes to control. Preliminary investigation shows that fire accidentally started while an employee was taking apart a junk car inside of a garage bay. The estimated cost of damages is $180,000.
Big night in Major League Baseball on Tuesday for one of our own. Lewis's Mason Fluharty made his debut pitching for the Blue Jays.
23-year-old Mason Fluharty about to make his Major League debut, a fifth-round pick out of Liberty University in Colorado.
He pitched one full inning, including a strikeout of the Nationals' Nathaniel Lowe. Fluharty's Blue Jays would rally for a 5-3 win over the Nats.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Cape Henlopen girls soccer ended last season strong, winning 5 of its last 6 games. And this season, they're trying to keep that momentum going. Last night, taking on the Smyrna Eagles. And 7 minutes in, Ava Brown is off to the races, keeps her footing, and finishes the job. Vikings up 1-0. Same score in the second half. Brown's pass deflects and then spins back to Lily Holodick, who floats it in the back of the net to make it 2-0 Cape Henlopen. But here comes Smyrna. The free kick comes to Anna Duke, and she doesn't waste her chance. Burying this one in the back, it's a 2-1 game after the sophomores finish. But less than 2 minutes later, Vikings strike back on a corner. The ball ricochets to Holodick on the near side, and she rips the net for her second of the night. It's 3-1 Cape. Later, it's now 3-2 Cape Henlopen. 14 minutes to go, and Emily Dunlop goes upper 90 for the tie. A pretty finish knots things at 3. With less than 2 minutes left, Cape looking for some magic, and Haley Rogers provides some on the free kick. It flies straight in to put the Vikings ahead for good. Cape Henlopen wins a thriller 4-3. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day, everyone.
And coming up tonight on DSN, 5:30, we have girls lacrosse. That's when Decatur visits North Carolina. And then at 10:30, tune in for the final score. And then over on the DSN Plus app, you get that Decatur game with Caroline. Plus these exclusives. 4 o'clock, Lake Forest travels to Indian River in girls lacrosse. At that same time, Sussex Tech and Sussex Central meet up in boys lacrosse. 5:30, Easy Acts. St. Peter and Paul, they go to Cape Henlopen for boys lacrosse. 5:30, Cape girls lacrosse is at Sussex Academy.
Movie and music news now. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
The exhilaration of being recognized this way. I haven't been this speechless since Force Awakens.
Another honor for Mark Hamill. The actor has received the Cinema Icon Award at CinemaCon, the annual movie exhibitors convention in Las Vegas. Hamill has 3 films coming out this year: The Long Walk, The Life of Chuck, and the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants. The Weeknd also showed up at CinemaCon to unveil the latest trailer for Hurry Up Tomorrow. Jenna Ortega and Barry Keoghan co-star in the reality-bending drama, which opens in theaters May 16th. You're breaking your own heart, shooting for the stars, shooting in the dark. Dove Cameron is mixing music and mental health. She's headlining a shoppable live stream concert event on her YouTube and Instagram platforms Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific. As Cameron performs songs from her upcoming album, fans can purchase items they see on the set. Proceeds benefit the National Alliance on Mental Illness. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from CoastTV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
A frosty start for Delmarva. Salisbury inland spots just above freezing. Leave extra time to scrape the frost and get to your destination. We're looking at, well, a breezy day on the way. Another cool day, too, with a big warm-up Thursday. Some increasing showers could start Thursday, but especially Friday, and spotty showers into the weekend. Your forecast is coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
The time is now 5:48, and we are taking a live look outside at Ocean City this morning. Bob, I would not want to be walking outside in Ocean City because it's pretty cold outside. So on the water, I can't even imagine. But it's a winter coat day regardless, you said.
I would think so, especially at the beach, Elise. You're going to need your winter coat there all day because we're looking at temperatures in the 40s. We're looking at frosty conditions inland. We'll get to that in just a second. I want to talk about the rain chances. We're good today as far as not seeing the rain. Could see possibly a few storms tomorrow morning with a warm front or a shower as well. But then those rain chances increase. Friday into Saturday morning from widely scattered to scattered. Then I think we get a break during the day on Sunday. But then Sunday night and Monday looks like another uptick in those rain chances. And temperatures are up and down. 56 today, only 40s at the coast. And then a warm front comes through, up to 79 tomorrow, 70 Friday, 68 Saturday. And then it's back to summer warmth on Sunday with a high of 81. But it is a frosty start in inland areas. 33 in Ocean Pine, Salisbury, and Delmar, 32 in Redden, 40 in Milton, upper 40s at the beaches. So that's the only place really you are frost-free, as we have a bit of an easterly breeze, and that will pick up during the course of the day as we're looking at increasing high clouds right now, as we have high pressure just offshore, and the flow around that high will be coming out of the southeast, east-southeast. That'll be a cold wind today. Lots of clouds back to the west, rain and snow, lots of that across the upper Midwest, and as the front heads into the Midwest today, they could be looking at a big outbreak of severe weather already. You can see that through Oklahoma and eastern Kansas. So that's where the hot spot is for severe weather. Not for us. We're looking at that onshore flow this morning, scraping the frost as we go through the morning hours. Otherwise, we're stuck in the 40s pretty much all day long along the beaches. Here's noon, around 49 in Rehoboth, 48 in Fenwick Island, but lower 50s a little bit farther inland, maybe upper 50s this afternoon around Salisbury, but only in the 40s at the beaches, around 54 in Millsboro. Increasing clouds this evening, and then that wind starts to bend more out of the south. I think we'll see our lows in the upper 40s shortly after midnight, then rising temperatures overnight. So by tomorrow morning, we're in the 50s and 60s. Can't rule out a stray shower or thunderstorm with that warm front, and then it gets really toasty in the afternoon, upper 70s. Some places maybe touching 80, but we're looking at 60s at the beaches. As we're looking at a strong onshore flow, that's going to keep us cooler today, and then those winds start to really ramp up out of the south as we go into tomorrow, gusting over 30 miles per hour, bringing in that warmth. Make sure you secure those outdoor items. We'll have a front to our north on Friday. That will sag to the south, could give us some spotty showers Friday night into Saturday. Right now, Sunday is looking cloudy, so it won't be a washout this weekend, but then a stronger front brings us a better chance of some rain by Monday. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, up and down temperatures, 56 today, 79 Thursday, and then then the shower chances Friday into Saturday, and then really warm but cloudy Monday, 81, 63 more showers Monday, and then a big cool down starting Tuesday. In fact, by Tuesday night, down to 32 degrees as the cold weather returns.
It's cold, Bob. All right, well, thank you for that. New this morning, local filmmakers are invited to submit their short films to the Lower Short Film Festival. The event will be on Wednesday, May 21st. 2:02 at the Milton Theater. The films must be under 30 minutes and submitted by May 7th at midnight. Selected filmmakers will be notified by email and have their work shown at the Milton Theater. The Mayor Institute is gearing up for its annual yard sale. They're accepting donations from April 15th to May 8th, and the sale is scheduled for May 10th. Funds raised support marine animal rescue and outreach programs.
Happening today, the Food Bank of Delaware is receiving an over $27,000 donation. Dunkin' Donuts of Greater Philadelphia is donating to the food bank as a part of its annual Roast Hunger program, which ran over the holiday period. The event will take place at the Food Bank of Delaware's Newark location. It's worth noting this event comes as Delaware lawmakers are having concerns over a massive cut to the nation's food bank supplies. And coming up after the break, a beloved TV star gives details about his cancer battle after being diagnosed just 6 months ago. Dave Coulier is cancer-free. A rep for the Full House actor confirmed the good news to People magazine. Coulier was diagnosed with stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma in October 2024 and completed chemotherapy in February. In an interview with Parade published Monday, Coulier said a recent lymph node biopsy showed no signs of cancer. The 65-year-old told the magazine he is waiting for results of an additional test to confirm that the cancer is gone. And stuffed animals aren't necessarily just for kids. Experts say adults can sleep with them too, and some think it might even be a good thing. One industry expert says in 2024, about a fifth of stuffed animals were sold to adults over 18. According to one expert, stuffed animals can help with better sleep by giving the brain the signal that it's time to wind down. And the time is now 5:56. We're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pet of the day is Milo. There he is. This 1-year-old loves to play with his sisters. And Milo was sent to us by Mike and Cindy in Selbyville.
I love the name Milo. Well, we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
And that is where you'll find the QR code at the top. If you scan that, you can get your friends to CoastTV News and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
And it's 5:56, so we're going to take another quick look at your very cold Thursday forecast, Wednesday forecast, not Thursday.
I would suggest making a quick walk to the car today, Bob, because it's cold out there.
I'm thinking it's Thursday since it's going to be warm tomorrow.
Yes, let's think about the warm weather. But this morning, yes, we are scraping some frost inland areas, so leave extra time to warm up the car and scrape that frost as we're beginning in the 30s. And it's going to be a breezy day. That wind coming off the ocean, it's only a slow warm up through the 40s into the mid-50s away from the coast at the beaches. I don't think you're getting out of the 40s. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, big warm up on Thursday up to 79. Some places in the lower 80s. Could see a stray shower or storm. A few more showers possible Friday into Saturday. Temperatures near 70. Then lower 80s on Sunday. Another taste of summer. Then cooling down next week. A chance of showers as we go into Monday. Pretty cold as we go into Wednesday morning. And temperatures are chilly next week. Maybe another rain chance by next Friday.
All right, thanks, Bob. Coming up in our next hour, Trump's tariffs. What to expect with this afternoon's announcement and how some businesses on Delmarva think it will affect them. That and more when CoastTV News Today continues.